but when I booked, there was nothing. Got it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob with Theater Under the Stars. On behalf of our executive director, Hillary Hart, and artistic director, Dan Connectus, and the rest of the TUTS family, welcome to this lunchtime conversation where we're going to be talking with Elaine Balagia Croucher and Megan Hotze about this new TUTS initiative for the 21-22 season called The Company. And I'm very excited to talk to them about it and welcome them here today. So welcome, Elaine and Megan. Thank you so much for being here today and speaking with us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Well, we got a lot to talk about, I know, and there's a lot of new exciting things happening. But I kind of want to give everybody a little bit of sense of who y'all are, your histories and backgrounds with musical theater, with Houston, and with Theater Under the Stars. And Elaine, we'll start with you.
Okay. I have been involved with Theater Under the Stars since I was little. I am a Humphrey School Academy girl. I have been a theater geek my entire life, through and through. I've done musical theater since I was old enough to be on a stage. And TUTS was a place that allowed me to really grow and find my people, figure out that theater people were my people. And so after law school, when I moved back to Houston, I really thought that it was important that I start giving back because TUTS had given me so much. And so I just started doing the normal things, just buying tickets and donating. And then I developed relationships and I started realizing that there was so much more to TUTS than just the shows. And there were so many more opportunities for me to get involved. And so I ended up volunteering. I chaired the TUTS Gala, the virtual gala in 2020, alongside my partner in crime. Although we're not criminals, we're very low key humans. And I recently joined the board for TUTS, and when the opportunity to help create a new group that was going to bring in some new lifeblood and really give TUTS an opportunity to expand its reach showed up, I said, hey, that's for me, and let me find a way to be a part of that. And I once again reached out to my bestie over here and said, I'm gonna pull you into one more thing. And the thing about Megan, and she'll tell you more about herself, but Megan and I have been doing theater trips together, going to New York and seeing Broadway shows together for about 15 years now.
We held hands and cried through a lot of
like
productions.
Like a lot.
In life, probably.
Well, we just cry a lot. In general, we're very emotional people, but that is a thing that has always tied us to each other. And so once we figured out that we could take that love and make the city better and find ways that we could encourage that in other people, it even strengthened that love for us. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wonderful. And Megan, tell us the journey that led you up to the partner in crime situation that you're in now.
So much like Lainey, Theater Under the Stars has been a part of my life since before I can remember. Going to productions was the way that my family spent time together. It was kind of, through theater, that's the way we would communicate a lot of the time. What's going on in the world around you, what people are experiencing throughout the world and throughout history. And it's always just been such an important part of my life. I was on stage in high school at St. Agnes here in Houston, which I loved. And then that just kind of continued to progress and move forward. And although I wasn't on stage, just I think the spirit behind all of that and what that brings to our local community and the national community and what the world needs right now, so important. But after meeting Lainey and her and all of the time and energy she had dedicated to Theater Under the Stars, it all of a sudden went from me buying, season tickets to, and then of course, the team that you guys have there, it became family. And so it's kind of grown and developed. And last year getting to co-chair with Lainey was really special. And now this, which has been it's been in the works. It's been discussed for 3 years. It was an idea she came up with 3 years ago that we started to kind of ruminate on. And then, pandemics and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Just little things like pandemics.
Yeah. Global pandemics,
So, yeah. And I think right now we're just so excited to bring this back, and not only theater being back, because I think every single person who has sat in in the theater and seen a performance now, now that things are kind of slowly coming back. That sensation has been overwhelming. And this is another way to really get people engaged and to understand that it's not only what's happening on stage when you go to this production, but it's what's happening throughout the community all of the time. The things that Theater Under the Stars that you guys are doing all of the time that we can support. So it was a yes. I'm a yes girl, but this was a definite yes.
She is a yes girl.
Which is kind of the perfect segue into this next question that I have. It's a little bit of a two-parter of number one. What was the thought process behind this, of this idea, and then B, number two, why launch the group like this now with TUTS?
Okay, so a little over 3 years ago, I was having lunch with Amy Lampy, who used to be with TUTS, and we were talking about how we could increase engagement. And I said, what we're missing is it's two-part. People, first off, they don't know what we do. They know the theater part. They know, you say TUTS and people think shows, but they miss so much because they don't know about the educational elements. They don't know about the Humphrey School. They don't know about the river. They don't know about the community outreach. And we need something that teaches people about that without having to literally teach people, because nobody wants to go back to school for these kinds of things.
Don't sound like kids now.
Yeah, there should be in school and not watching this.
I hope so.
And then the second thing is we're missing an age group. I said, we have these young professional things that, get these young kids who don't necessarily have a lot of money, but we want them involved and they'll buy tickets, and that's great. And we have this older audience that buys season tickets and makes these, large endowment gifts, but we're missing this middle group of people, the us of the world, the people who have families, the people who are in their 30s and 40s, the people who can give at a more a meteor level, but they're not endowment, and they want to do something that lets them get their hands into it. They want their kids to be involved. They want to go out into the community. They want volunteer opportunities. They want to meet people. They want the engagement part.
A true connection
exactly
to what's happening.
And we don't have it. And I said, we could do this on a small scale. We could go into the schools. We could have our groups perform. We could work on it that way on a more, PTA type level. But I think there's an opportunity here to really bring people in and to capture the families, to capture the kids and get these kids involved at this young age where they say, oh my God, theater. I mean, everything's different now, and it sets them up for life, and we get them involved in the school, and then we get them set up, and you end up with a whole generation of nerds like me who are just yes, forever. And then you end up with these parents who are invested twofold because they love it and they believe in what we're doing in the community, and because they've got these kids who love it. And when you have that level of investment and that level of dedication, it lasts, it sustains. And that's what I wanted to do. And I thought, well, the person who should do this with me is the person who's always done theater with me, and the person who has 3 little girls. We have little girls, and we want them to have what we had, this, this port in a storm, this thing that anchors you, and this thing that teaches you, and then this thing that gives you a worldview that's better. And so I said, Megan, this is what I want to do. Does it sound crazy? Does it sound doable?
And I didn't say yes that time. I said, no, it sounds amazing. We need to do this.
And so I went back to Amy and I said, okay, I have a person. Let's do this. Let's figure out what it looks like. And so we had a meeting at my house, and Hillary was there and Jordan was there, and we storyboarded, and my whole living room was covered in these giant white pieces of paper. What do we want this to look like? What are our words? Structurally, what is this? What are the ages? What is the demographic? What's the goal? What's the end game? Financially, what do we want this to be? Physically, what do we want this to be? Emotionally, what do we want this to be? And we had it. And I said, I want this to be called The Company, because when I was in theater, the company meant everybody. It wasn't just your cast. It wasn't just your crew. Your company was everybody, from the top to the bottom, your stage manager, to your lighting, to your design, to your leading man. It was everybody. And so I want this to be a group that says, we want all of you. We want the moms the dads, the stepmoms, the grandparents raising kids. We want your children. We want your grandchildren. We want your stepchildren. We want, no matter what your background is, no matter what your family structure looks like, anybody who wants to help make this better and who wants to be our ambassador and go into the community and say, this is who TUTS is, and this is how we're changing the world. That's who we want. We want everybody. So this is the company. And the company is designed not just to bring those people in, but to send those people back out. We're going to bring them in. We're going to teach them who we are through engaging them, through showing them, through encouraging them, through entertaining them, through having some really freaking awesome parties, through having some really fun, entertaining, educational opportunities for their kids. And then we're going to send these people who are at an age where they are the heads of their organizations, the heads of their leadership groups, the heads of their PTAs. These are the people who are going to go back out into the community and they're going to say, let me tell you what Theater Under the Stars is doing. Let me tell you about this organization and the way it is changing the structure of this city. And they're going to tell their friends. And those people, those are the people who are going to show back up at our doors. And at the end, what our goal is to make people love this the way that we love this. Maybe we're a little insane. I won't speak for you. I'm a legitimate crazy person, but I don't need them to get this crazy, but I want people to love this organization the way that I do. And I want people to say, how can I help? What can I give? How can I show up? How can I volunteer? How can I invest in this thing that is investing so much in this city already? And that's how we got here.
What she said.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And you touch on this word give, and it feels like it's kind of a giving group. Not only you are getting to this opportunity to be in community with others, but then you're becoming an ambassador and giving to others. So it's this really neat cyclical pay it forward type of experience. So you guys get together, you come up with this idea of accomplishing these goals, creating the company. And you said that this was 3 years ago.
Yeah. So we were initially set to launch in January of 2020.
There were a lot of things that were supposed to launch in January of 2020.
There was some stuff that got pushed back, and we were like, okay, well, we'll push to April of 2020 when we do our season ticket renewals. And then March of 2020 happened. And the world shut down. And it was funny because Megan and I had a trip to New York set for April of 2020. And in March, when everything started to fall apart, we were like, they can't stop us from going to New York, right? Like they can't not let us on airplanes. And never thinking that they were going to shutter Broadway. It just didn't cross our minds that theater, this enduring eternal thing that had never not been there, that it would ever not be there. And then it did. And so, shows got postponed and then they got canceled and this got pushed. And then, we'll try again in the fall. And then we'll try again at the beginning of 2021. And then we'll try spring of 2021.
And I think really, as we looked at it, it was not only what's going on right here in Houston and with theaters across the nation, but it's also just where people's hearts are. So looking at, even if the time were right, and we were kind of easing in, it's like, when will people be ready to have this conversation? And sometimes that does happen when you get back into the theater and you feel that. And there's some people who maybe haven't even done that. They don't have the same connection, but this is the time for them to re-enter and to kind of enter that human experience in a way that can be life-changing. And this is a good time to do that. And it took us when do you make that next step? When do you say now is the time? And this just feels right. Particularly as everything opens back up and you guys open your arms back up to the community.
And so much of what we're doing in this group is communal, and it does require a sense of togetherness, physically being together. So we also had to wait until we felt like it was starting to be safer. Our vaccination numbers were higher and our hospital numbers were lower. And it felt like a time where we could actually really contemplate coming back together in a group safely.
Right.
Which then brings us to the 21-22 season of TUTS. We're back on the stage, starting with Rock of Ages, October 5th. We're ready to go. And we can actually drop in the link to the company, which is extremely excited. So you guys can visit the website, which is just tuts.com/the company. So we're back on stage. Tuts is rearing up, ready to go. We've got the company coming up. So what's some of the benefit structure that people will get when they join the company?
Well, I'll start off just by saying that our company night is the first Saturday of every program. So Saturday night, when you join the company, it is an add-on to your season. So you can either buy a 4-pack of tickets or buy a full season. I highly recommend a full season because especially this season is just amazing. I mean, every season's amazing. The last 2 seasons, every season's amazing. I mean, honestly, like once Dan got here, everything just became like spectacular. The nights you'll get to hang out with us, and we are very fun. Will be that first Saturday night, for example, October 7th. Is that 7th? Did I say that?
October 8th.
8th?
It's Saturday.
Are you sure that's right?
Saturday, October.
The Saturday.
It's 9th. It's 9th. It's the 9th because
it's the 9th.
Okay, it is the 9th.
The 9th. We'll be there, we promise.
Yeah,
it's on our calendar.
We know it's Saturday.
Or Saturday of October.
And so that is the night. And for every production, it will be that first Saturday night of the show. And we offer 2 levels that you can buy in. We have a $1,500 level, which is the cast. You want to tell them what they get?
Sure. Megan? How exciting. No, but I don't want to mess this up like we did the dates. So I'm going to be sure.
Yeah, just read from the card. Just read it.
And you can always get one of these. We would be happy to give you one of these. But no, you get access. So you become, your TUTS season subscriber with a special 4-show package.
Or a full season.
Or a full season.
Do the full season.
You get opportunities for your children ages 4 through 12 to attend TUTS Starlight child enrichment activities. So
let's talk about dinner, Starlight.
Yeah, you have dinner and the show. And so
Starlights is new, and it's part of this thing where I'm gonna take your children. I'm going to get your children and I'm going to make them theater children. They're never going to be the same, but this is how we indoctrinate them. During the production, your kids can hang out with our kids. And they're very cool. They're very nice girls. Yes, they're very sweet nice girls. And they will be working with one of our teaching artists or a couple of our teaching artists, depending on how many kids we have. And they will be learning a song or a dance during the production. So you don't have to find a sitter. You bring them, you take them over to the school right next door, drop them, go see the show, have a glass of wine, not too much because you're driving children home. Be a responsible adult. Go get your kids afterwards. They can go home. They can perform for you. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. But that way,
2 shows in one night. Really.
I know, exactly. Hours of entertainment, and you don't have to pay a babysitter.
So that's part of that. And then with social events. So like we mentioned before, we really wanted it to be a time when we could do these things and not only kind of build the community around us, but build the company community. So there's going to be a karaoke party. It's a benefit, a holiday party. There's all sorts of fun things. But anyhow, you'll get invitations to other kind of fun TUTS donor events, including season previews and star meet and greets, which is fantastic. And if you are already a donor at TUTS, they just welcome you with open arms. Like I mentioned, it being home, they're like, what can we get you, in for? Absolutely. We want to introduce you to everybody. We want to show you behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And the meet and greets are so great, especially if you have kids. Your kids think, I obviously also think they're like movie stars. It's like when we met the cast of Spring Awakening 2 years ago, oh my gosh, they're like, 18-year-old kids, and we were such nerds. They were probably like, these old ladies are like super geeking out. And we were like, we saw Spring Awakening in New York on Broadway when it was the original cast. And they were like, cool, old people. So old. Why are you talking? No, they weren't. They were so nice. They did not need to be weird for the old people. So the second level is the creatives. That's a $2,500 donation. And so in addition to everything that comes with the cast, you can get drinks and light bites at our Stargazer Salon, which is before and during the intermission for the show. Complimentary valet parking, which is so lovely. You can get concierge ticketing service. So let's say you can't do one of the Saturdays, you've got to go to a volleyball tournament out of town, or your partner is taking you on a lovely wine vacation. Hint,
Sign me
hint,
up.
hint.
Yeah, we should do that.
And so you have to switch your tickets. You don't have to deal with online. You just pick up the phone and you call your concierge and you say, "Oh, darling, I'm being flown off to the
To
wine
Napa.
country. I can't make it." And they will just swap your tickets out and it's going to be
It's so
awesome.
easy.
And then you'll get different special experiences through the season. You know, whether it's cast parties, meet and greets, you know, we can't know what the season's going to look like exactly yet because we're still in this whole what's going to happen in the world thing. But as things change, different opportunities are going to show up. And if you are with us at this level, anything that's extra special is going to come to you at that level. We
Just being a
also,
founding part
Oh,
of
yeah.
everything that's happening here, which is so
And
exciting.
if you have an interest in being part of the leadership of this group, you want input, you want to say, "Hey, I think that karaoke party sounds amazing, but it would also be amazing if XYZ," or, "Hey, I think structurally we should do this," or you just want to be a part of helping us create this, helping us build this, helping us turn this into this amazing dream, then you can make an extra $500 donation to either of those levels and join us as a member of our steering committee. And we would love that. Anyone who is interested in being a part of the leadership of this group, we're going to stay on for the first 2 seasons just to like help this thing grow and develop. But we're going to need people to help lead this. And so if this sounds awesome to you and you think, "Oh, I want to invest, this is where my heart is," then help us join the steering committee and be part of the future leadership of this group with us.
I love that.
Yeah.
And building those future leaders and members who join the company, whether they join at the creative level or the cast level, who should be joining this group?
So really anybody. We have it in our, so if you read our literature, it says for adults up to 50, but nobody's asking for your ID. You're not going to be carded.
No.
This is a more how you feel kind of age than a how you actually are kind of age. The idea is that this is for people in that middle section of life. This is, you're not just out of college or grad school and still trying to like get your, you know, finances and life and refrigerator contents together, and you're not so far into life in advance that you know, can, you know, write major checks and you don't really, you're past wanting to make friends. Although to be fair, I'm 38 and I still don't really want to make friends. I get it. But it's for the people in the middle, and you don't have to have kids, but there is so much opportunity if you do have kids. But for example, our friend Jordan, who helped us put all this together, she's a member and she does not have children, but she is super invested in the outreach portion of this, in being an ambassador. If you have a heart for that, if you want to be a part of the parties and the fun, but you also say, "What TUTS has given me is something I would like to start giving back," this is for you. That's what we want.
And I think anybody that's looking, sometimes it can be difficult with nonprofits throughout Houston, anywhere else, just to go like, where do I start? And this is your opportunity to start here. So yeah, when you look at it, you're like, I kind of want to be on a board, or I want to try these things. I want to experiment with various board placements and things of that nature. This is a nice place to start. And it allows you an opportunity to get your feet wet, get to know the TUTS family, and do great things in the process if you have any interest in that. For all those driven type A people out there that we know nothing about.
Nothing, not a thing. You are our people.
Yes, you are.
Well, Megan, Elaine, anything you want to leave the people with before we close out this conversation with joining the company, or what to
so
expect?
just to give you an idea of sort of what our season is going to look like, I would love to just sort of, you know, we obviously next week we're going to kick all this off when Rock of Ages starts. Megan and I will be there in our 80s cocktail dresses.
We just decided.
We decided we're going in costume.
Yes. You should join us.
We just sort of think that like we've been in intermission too long. Like we're gonna bring this back in a very real way.
Costumes mandatory.
Should we do roller skates, or is that dangerous with those stairs?
It might be dangerous.
Maybe I may bring roller skates. So we're gonna be we've got the TUTS Gala coming up October 22nd.
Yes.
I do know some dates.
That's a big one.
I'm good at some things. So the Lights Up Gala will have an after party, and we encourage all members of the company to attend that. In November, when we do Sister Act, we will also, I should say that next week when we do the Rock of Ages, we'll be doing our first Starlights. So if you join, this will be your first opportunity to come bring your kids. They'll get to hang out with ours, learn a song, have a party, do a dance. In November for Sister Act, we're also doing Starlights. We're going to be having our holiday party in December. We are going to be doing a preview announcement event in January. We'll do another Starlights event in February for South Pacific, which I'm very excited about. South Pacific is actually one of my favorite musicals of all time. My dad's coming with me to that because he also loves South Pacific. Also, just adorable side note, my 5-year-old daughter walks around singing, "I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair." And it's like the freaking cutest thing you've ever seen, because she has no concept of what the song's about, but she is so cute. And that's like really what I'm hoping they do.
That's what we're trying to do to all
I'm
your
like,
children.
and then in March, we're going to be doing a warehouse tour with our prop master and our production team, which is amazing. If
So
you've
cool.
never seen what goes into putting on one of these productions, it's going to be incredible. And Come From Away. Come From Away. If you have Apple TV, watch Come From Away. And in April, we're going to give people an opportunity to volunteer with the River for their year-end recital. Actually, I think this year, the River and the Humphrey School are going to be combining, instead of doing a recital, doing a production, I think. And so they'll have volunteers coming in to help with that. We didn't talk a lot about, TUTS, what it offers, but our Humphrey School is our theater academy. Our River is our special needs group that does theater. We have an inclusive troupe that combines them. And so at the end of the year, if you go to Gala, you'll see them perform. Our inclusive troupe is going to perform at Gala. And for their end of the year performance, they will be performing together. You'll have an opportunity to be a part of that, which is incredible. We really got involved heavily with the education gala back when it was separate, because that's so important to us. And so having a volunteer opportunity for that was really something that we said, we have to have that. We need an opportunity to give back on the education front.
Right.
And then summer public works is finally coming back. Thank Jesus. And we'll get to do Public Works will somehow be involved in that. We haven't figured out the logistics, but you could just audition and be a superstar in Public Works. And then in May, my pièce de résistance, my karaoke benefit.
Karaoke.
I have been planning this party since before I started planning the company.
I think that's what started the company.
So I originally wanted to do this as a fundraiser, for a kickoff fundraiser for Gala 3 years ago. But this will be a fundraising event where you can pay to karaoke with a live band, or you can pay more to make somebody else karaoke.
It's gonna be.
And it'll be awesome. It'll be costumed. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be how we end the season. And it's going to be the blowout to end all blowouts. So join this organization, hang out with us. We're super cool. And we're a lot of fun, and you can wear costumes to all the shows with us. I'll wear costumes to all of these. I mean, Sister Act, that just writes itself.
Mamas love a theme.
South Pacific, I feel like a sailor suit. I will find costumes for all of these and make it very easy for you to locate me at shows, and you can come up and we can hang out and we can have a really good time. If you have questions, you can look in all the links that I assume have been posted somewhere below us,
or that will be
here, or you can look online, or you can click on our names. If maybe our names are somewhere on here, and you can send us messages and we will answer questions. I will bring one of these to your home. I'll put it on your windshield, like one of those creepy flyers you get anytime you park downtown in Austin. If you want, I will come sit at 6 feet from you, masked, and have a conversation in a coffee shop, whatever you want. I will do what it takes to get you to join us, because this is going to be the thing. And you're going to be really sad if you miss out on our inaugural year, because we are planning to have the best year ever. Yeah.
We're thrilled, just absolutely thrilled. Again, if you want to learn more about the company, go to visit us at tuts.com/the company. I think I said backslash earlier, but it's /. If you want to learn more about our schools, HSMT, Humphrey School of Musical Theater, or the River, visit us at tuts.com. And if you want to purchase tickets to After Party for our gala on October 22nd, we'll also drop the link in the comments below. You can get desserts, drinks. You can listen to Shoshana Bean in concert and then dance the night away. Yeah, with the Georgia Bridgewater Orchestra. So we've got a lot of exciting things, and we're so thrilled that you two have been leaders with the company and the driving force behind this. And we're so excited about what's to come. And I just thank you for your time today, especially giving this information, spreading the word. Y'all are wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It's our pleasure.
We're happy to be here.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. And again, visit us at tuts.com. We can't wait to see you for Rock of Ages starting next week.
In costume.
In costume.
In costume. Bye, everyone.